Today I'm going to be demonstrating foldiff, which is a tool for diffing folders. You may be familiar with git diff or even just classic Unix diff and patch, where the idea is that if you have two similar but slightly different files, and you have the old one, you have the old one, but you don't want to store the entirety of the new one, perhaps it's big, you just want a small delta which you can apply to the first file to get to the second one. It would be nice if we could apply this to backups as well, because often backups have a lot of files which are the same in both, gigabytes and gigabytes worth of duplicated data that just doesn't need to be stored. But there is no good solution for this. Classically, you can try archiving both into a tar and diffing that, which kind of works, but it's very slow and gives you quite a bad result. It would be really nice if there was some kind of file format and tool which understood a directory structure, so it could deduplicate files more smartly, understand which files can just be copied without modification, and apply efficient binary patching to those that are diff. Foldiff is this tool. So, here I have two backups of the SD card from my Nintendo 3DS, taken about a year apart, and both of these are about 25 gigs. They're quite big, but much of the data is exactly the same. Most of it, even. So, we can use foldiff to make a diff between them. So we do foldiff diff, and we pass it 2024 folder first, that's the old one. And the new one, this 2025 folder. We're going to say 3DS backup 2025 and 2024 foldiff. You run that. So the tool will scan both directories first. It will then sort the files into those which are new, deleted, changed. This also deduplicates the files. Then, finally, it will perform any diffing and write out a diff file for us. Okay, now we have a diff file. It's only 1.4 gigs, and if you look at our two folders, the actual size difference between them is 1.6 gigabytes. That's the size difference between these two folders. Everything else, that's the maximum amount of new things that can be added. 1.6 gigs new. We have a 1.4 gig file which contains everything that's new, and also all the changes between these which won't show in that simple size jack. This is quite an efficient encoding, and we can get the original, you can get this 2025 folder back from just the 2024 and the diff. Apply, and we give it old folder, which we need, and the diff file, we tell it where to write this out. And now here, have another 26 gig folder, which is identical to this 2025 folder. See here, we don't have here an edump folder, but here we have this edump folder. And indeed in the applied, here we have this edump folder. So foldiff gives us a much more efficient way to do this kind of diffing. And now when I'm saving my backups, I don't have to save a full 26 gig backup every time. I can just save these diffs and apply them to get to whichever point in time I need.